What's happening, people? Haven't done one of these in a while. Back on for the chats. I'm going to talk about a few things.
Still lockdown.
Talk about a few situations. What's happening, Josh? Yeah. Just after seeing a few things now that are after giving me a bit of hope for the future, right? First off, what's happening, James? Hope you're well, brother. Josh, yeah, all good, bro. All good. First off, a court has ruled, right, in the favour of biology, right? So this agenda the lefties are trying to push where a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man is done. It's been ruled. This operation destroy people's mind is done, right? So men are men and women are women, and men can't put on a wig and go into a woman's toilet anymore. That's the world is healing. Normality is slowly starting to resume, right? So now, that's like the insanity of that was people thought we're actually trying to side with this. I thought like common sense was gone out the window. Like people were starting to go, "Well, there's a woman. Well, there's a woman." Do you know what I mean? A bit of common sense, James. Exactly, brother. What's happening, Muscle? Hope you're well. What's happening, Yellow? You alright? But yeah, so like, it's normality is starting to resume. Like, do you know what I mean? It's healing. The world is coming back to a bit of common sense. Like, you know what I mean? That's it, James. A bit of common sense prevails. Like, I looked at this morning. I was like, yeah, healing is happening. Like, you know what I mean? And now I'm going to speak about there's these big protests. What's happening? You alright, NC? But there's these big protests in Dublin, right? On the 26th, this Saturday. I'm going up there myself. There's going to be a few thousand Irish women up there protesting against this mass illegal immigration, right? Mass unvetted illegal immigration. And but the left are going to be showing up with their Palestinian flags and their LBGQT flags in a counter protest. They're doing a counter protest outside the GPO at 1:30 at 1:30 p.m. Right? And they're putting out this false narrative that, the rumour has it that the far right are going to try and reenact the riots of 23, which is not going to be the case, like, you know what I mean? But I just show you, like, it's Claire Clarkson, this Paul Murphy fella, all pro-Palestine, pro-LBGQT, all the people that are pro that side, right, are spreading an agenda, are spreading the narrative that we are all going to just land up there and start a riot, which is not the case, right? It's not the case. So if anyone is trying to put the narrative out of riots, it's them, right? But hopefully now the common sense is prevailing and people are starting to understand there's two genders. I see a lot in the comment section as well of the people that are saying, go away, you're leftist, you're only starting this. A lot of the comment section isn't good. The people trying to push this narrative for their own agendas, right? So I see it's not going in their favour either, like, so that's what I'm saying. What's happening, Conan? You alright, brother? That's what I'm saying, like, common sense is prevailing. Normality is starting to resume again, like. The same people that are putting out this mad this mad agenda or these mad narratives and agenda saying the riots, this riot. It's not the case. These are the people that were pro that thing when everyone was supposed to the super virus, right? These are the people that were pro that. These are the people that were, you can be what you want to be. That's your truth, right? It's all those people. It's LBGTQ flags, Palestine flags, and yes, leave all the unvetted in. These are all these people pushing this narrative now. So they're trying to, if you ask me, they're trying to start riots. They're trying to they're trying to cause unease and divide and counter protests. People are going up to the likes of me and thousands of other Irish people are going up to voice their opinion of there's enough in here now. You can stop the mass illegal immigration. The country's packed, the country's full. Can we heal from this first before you continue any type of thing? Can you look after the Irish people first before you consider continuing any mass illegal immigration? You know what I mean? So, but the country's healing. The country's healing. People are starting to wake up a bit, come around. Two genders. The country's full. Your agendas aren't working as much as they used to. It gives us a bit of hope, like a bit of hope that normality is resuming and the country's back. 100%, Mick. 100%. But it gives a bit of hope, like a bit of. That's the first step against this agenda, this big left agenda, like, you know what I mean? Male, female. Now next is people's sovereignty, people's pride in their nationality, people's pride in their race of people, and don't be that white guilt. That's what's happening at the minute, white guilt. Whenever you say something that doesn't fall into the narrative or the agenda of these people in power that are trying to flood the country with mass amounts of immigrants, right, on unvetted immigrants, that you don't know what's, because coming out now in the news here, that a lot of these people have all these mad crimes that they got through the border without it even being acknowledged. They didn't know these people had these crimes. You know why? Because they're just giving them different names and walking on through. 100%. 100%. And it's coming out then that they have massive crimes. They're a massive threat to the public. And they're in the country months, maybe years before they're even discovered. What damage are they after doing in them months and years that they cannot be identified to because they're after giving a different name and a false identity? What damage are they after doing that's after going under the radar? Do you know what I mean? It's madness, like. It's madness. Madness. Yes, Sharon, what's the story? Big Baz, what's happening, brother? No, I'm okay, love. You eat them. People don't stand for anything, they will fall for anything. I'm telling you, Mickey, but what I'm starting to realise now, Mick, is slowly starting to wake up. It's slowly starting to wake up, like. Things are, one second, look, things are slowly starting to go back. Stand up, be counted, 100%, Conan. Conan, I'm going to explain. You see what these lunatics in power now are sending out these counter protests. And when we all go up there now the 26th of April, there's going to be a few thousand of us, right? Up in the middle of Dublin. We're going to start in the Garden of Remembrance and walk to the main GPO in Dublin. But when we get to the GPO in Dublin, they're starting the left, the pro-LBGQT, Palestine, pro-left agendas, and they're trying to label everyone. These things is putting a counter-protest right outside the GPO half an hour before we start. That is done with the sole intention of trying to start trouble. That is done with the sole intention to try and start trouble, 100%. And they will not succeed. But that's been done with the sole intention to start trouble. That's been done with the sole intention to people are reading that these whack job counter protests are broad pay. 100%. But that's Terry. That's another fella that I see Irish citizens movement. That's a person I met on a protest here in New Ross. He was subscribed to the channel. That's Irish citizens movement. If anyone's interested in the situation we face here in Ireland and England and all these places at the minute that are dealing with this mass illegal immigration, go over and give him a follow. Terry's sound. Terry's going to be up there in Dublin too in April, or then on Saturday. But yeah, they're starting these counter protests, paid opposition with signs made in print. There's 100%, Mickey. But they're doing this counter protest to try fit their narrative that apparently we're going to start riots up here. Do you understand? Do you understand? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? 100%, like. These are paid people to stand there on behalf of these government people, these people that are trying to push this mad left woke agenda, the people that are trying to push the narrative that we are far right extremists, Islamophobics. It's not the case. We are worried citizens of a country that has been overrun by mass amounts of illegal, unvetted immigration. That's the reality of it. That's what we are. That's what's happening. You understand? That is the situation. Thanks, JP. Looking forward to the reckoning. 100% Terry. 100% Terry. But yeah, this is what's happening. Like Ireland, England, Europe, we're all been we've been flooded with mass illegal migrants. This open borders policy is destroying the whole of Europe. I'm concentrating more on my own situation here in Ireland at the minute. But as an overall, the whole of Europe should be concerned. The whole of Europe should be concerned. Do you understand? Because it's all on your doorsteps too. It's all on your doorsteps too, like. You know what I mean? So you should all be taking a stand like everyone in England and Ireland, the whole of Europe, like. Well, that's what I'm saying. But there's some scandal after coming out about your man Stammer or something. Hasn't he been caught kissing boys? Hasn't he been caught kissing boys, hasn't he? Stammer. It's not a losing battle. The Irish never give up, boy. It's never a losing battle. It's never too late. Never too late. If history serves to show anything, the Irish will persevere and soldier on. But wasn't that Starmer fella caught kissing some Muslim boy? And that's why he passed all these laws, innit? When the Starmer caught kissing his boyfriend, on some CCTV camera or something. Yeah. Well, look, Starmer now, it understands why Starmer's had to been passing all these pro this and pro that. Persevere 100%. What's sick of me now is they're trying to spread this agenda that we're all going up there to try start mass riots. It's not the case. That's not what's happening. Mass riots is not the intention of people landing in Dublin the 26th. Right? The intention is, if there's enough people there, if there's enough people vocalising the same topic and the same concerns and the same issues with the mass illegal unvetted immigration, they have to listen. But in the process of this happening, these people all coming together, they're trying to put a divide, they're trying to start counter protests, they're trying to start all this stuff to discredit and play down what's happening and try to disband it. Like, it's not going to work. The world, I have faith now that the world and Ireland is healing. It starts with there's only men and women. There's not He, she, right? It's just male and female, 100%, right? We're not far right, we're right so far, right? Fact, JP, and if it isn't on your doorstep, it will be soon. It's damage limitation now, and they live 40 on last year, and it's not even decent weather yet. 100%, James. I 100% agree with you. You're spot on, brother. Bang on. We have closet lads leading us to Simon, Michael D. Higgins, and the Pascal puppets for the. Exactly, Terry. 100%, Terry. 100%, Terry. 100%. That's every single one, and I agree with that 100%, Terry. Call him it. But that's what you're saying, people. Now that the country is starting to come together, we're starting to unite. People are starting to wake up. People are starting to see what these animals in these government-appointed jobs, their agendas. Like, this is all, like, in the long run, they're going to profit financially. Sound, Mark. Have a good day. In the long run, right? In the long run, they're going to profit financially. They're living tucked away in nice parts of the country that are not affected with this mass illegal immigration. The next couple of generations of them are financially secure because they're after funneling enough money from the government fund in their own pockets, siphoning off enough money to ensure that them and their family for the next couple of generations are secure. They're after doing this. They're after doing this off our backs. We are going to suffer so they can be okay, but they're going to politically and politely word it and smile in our faces while they take a big, massive bag of excrement on top of us. Do you understand? They're going to dump a big load of excrement down on top of us while they live tucked away secure in their privatised this and privatised that, sheltered away, and their family for the next couple of generations are grand. After they're siphoning enough money out of the country, making enough money out of this mass illegal immigration, even down to private rental schemes. These government officials are all landlords, like. So it suits them to keep Ireland in a private rental scheme. Do you understand? It suits them driving up private rental rates because it's going into their pocket. Of course they're going to drive the rents up. Of course they're going to do everything like that because it's going straight back into their pockets. They leave out that part. They say, oh, this and that, and Ireland is the third richest country in Europe. Of course it is. You're taxing everything to bits and it's all going in your pockets because the rest of the public aren't seeing the wealth. It's the third richest country in Europe that you're all benefiting from, the pocket. Exactly, Mick. Exactly. Exactly, Muzzle. 100%. Do you know what I mean, boys? It's madness, like, but it's slowly starting. Things are slowly starting to happen. I see a turn now. I can see things taking a bit of a turn. They're starting to U-turn and come back towards normality. 100%, Terry. 100%. I can see things. I can see people are starting to come around and say, "Here, things aren't really as." It's like people have been living in Wonderland for the last 6 years or so. There's he, him, shim, them, they, this, that. I identify as an Apache attack helicopter. So now they all identify. It's not the case. Your truth, their truth. No, it's just the truth. 100%. Just the truth. That's it. Anything else is just make-believe fantasy. Make-believe fantasy in their own heads. That's the reality of it, right? And this trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes, trying to make anyone that has an opinion now is far right. Anyone that has an opinion now is an extremist, fascist, blah 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 blah. You're all just chatting waffle. No, it's the truth. Everything that's been said now is the truth. Oh, they are Muslim, but it's been reworded. It's not going to be called, oh, we're paying you massive. It's been called the European package, or this European fund, or this Ukrainian fund. That's what that's their name. That's what they're naming the payout. That's what they're naming the payout. They're not being called, oh, here's a load of money for you. They're putting a political wording on it and making it sound official, like the European Fund of Immigration. That's the polite way of saying, here's a lump of money for you boys. Take in these. And the Ukrainian package. Here's all these Ukrainians. There's a billion quid or a couple of 100 million. Put it in your pocket there. But that's what I said from the start. They're politely wording and politely smiling and politically wording and putting fancy wording on it, for the reality of it is, here is money. Now take this in your country. So they're getting savage money. They're getting savage money, Muzzle. 100% they're getting savage money. What's happening, Kaz? You alright, brother? That's it. I agree. 100%. Intelligent people are being told to keep them to cater. Oh, 100%, Terry. 100%. 100%. Leave that over there, love. Well, there's a lot of people now after coming together under the one opinion. There's a lot of people now that agree with what's been said. There's a lot of people now that are after opening their eyes and seeing the truth. There's people that are after been sitting back the last 6 years while all these left-wing lunatics, these living in fantasy land, him, shim, she, she, dee, day, boo, 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 wah, wah, patchy attack, helicopter, I identify as a cat. All them lunatics, right? All them that are stuck inside their own fantasy and delusion, right? Even a good percentage of them are starting to come around, like, and say, well, look, this is mad, like, you know what I mean? This is not right, like, not well, like, you know. Exactly, Muzzle, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening, Muzzle. They do, like, and people weren't that for long enough. There's only a small percentage of us were the minority on these opinions for years. Everyone else was falling under. Keep doing this card to keep pulling people quiet. Yeah, exactly. That's it, Mick. They keep saying, oh, everyone's afraid of being called, like, they put this mark on you, oh, you're a racist. But that's to try to discourage people from speaking up, like. Keep calling racists, right? Keep calling racists all you want. That's not the truth. It's very unfounded and untrue, right? Nationalist. Now, if you want to go around and call me a nationalist, I care for the Irish sovereignty of my country. I care for the people of my country. If you want to call I'm a nationalist, yeah, I'll agree to that, yeah, boom. Love being Irish, love the Irish, hate the people running the country, love the people in the country. We are the Celtic race. We are Irish. I love my country, just like the French love their country, the English love their country, the Germans love their country, and everyone loves their country. That's nationalist. You don't want to lose your national identity. You understand? Your national identity is what it's all about. Yes, James, I know, boy. I know what you're saying, brother. Only for 20 years, and I seen how it's all. You're going, yeah, see, look, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are starting to leave their country. It's happening here in Ireland too, James. People are leaving the country, like, people just, like, people are just up and out and leaving the country. It's sad, like, it's not, it's sad to see, but people see where it's going. Things are happening, to see the way things are changing, and they don't want to be around for the change. Yeah, Muzzle, 100%. I just said, come on, have a quick chat because I seen a few bits today. But yeah, James, 100%, brother, 100%. I live in probably the most I ever say in the city. I didn't want to buy a house here for that. Yes. Yeah, James, that's it, like. You want to be surrounded by your own as well, like. You know what I mean? We've been taught to respect, they've been taught how to fight. At the moment, they're winning. Exactly, Kaz, but there's a turn. There's a turn happening. There's people are starting to turn back to normality again. I see it. It's only little slowly happening. People are starting to take a turn back and say, here, we're not liking the direction things are going. Bring it back to the way it was going. Bring it back to the way it was before it goes to where we don't like. 100%. There's a lot of people after leaving Ireland. A lot of younger generations are after getting their qualifications and going off to different countries. You're staying around for a while, James. Yeah, I know, you have his young lad there. They have a plan. We have. Exactly, Kaz. Exactly. So the first step here now in Ireland is April 26th. This Saturday. This Saturday in Dublin. Garden Remembrance. We're going to be met with a counter protest. But my advice is don't let them start up. The left that are saying we're going to try start riots are the ones that are after trying everything, that are after doing everything they can to aggravate. Right, this protest was on the cards for a couple of months. As of the last few days, the left have decided to start their protest a half an hour earlier and put it right outside the GPO or finishing spot. Our protests are going to start in the Garden of Remembrance, go through the city and land on the GPO. The left have the protest starting and staying at the GPO in Dublin. Right, so they're waiting for us to they're starting a half an hour earlier and waiting for us to arrive. So they're standing there and then trying to say we're trying to start riots. But yet they're starting a half an hour earlier and are going to be outside our finishing spot. So when we go for the Garden of Remembrance, blah, 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 through the city, blah, 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 GPO in Dublin, they're sitting there a half an hour before we even start, and they're going to stay there and wait for us. So they're going to try to start riots. That's what I'm on about. Going to that protest with a few brothers-in-laws, and that's good, Fred. Fair play to you, brother. Well, look, boys, there's my missus and all up, and the child is starting to bounce around, so we'll leave it at that. And it was a good old chat. Talk to you again. Have a good one. You about that. Hope you're all well. And April 26th, Saturday.